Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today we're just taking a look at the Kickstarter demo for Devastated Dreams, the follow-up to Neverending Nightmares, a game that I took a look at when it first came out, which was also a Kickstarter project. Unfortunately, this game's title is a bit too fitting because the Kickstarter did not get backed, unlike Neverending Nightmares. Still, I wanted to kind of take a look at this because they had some ideas that made it sound like they were really improving on what was in Neverending Nightmares, which was, I won't say disappointing, but kind of lacking. Alright, controls, mash the interact button. Of course, if you're not familiar with Neverending Nightmares, it was a mostly monochrome, with of course certain things colored to emphasize them, game where you kind of wandered around from nightmare to nightmare, or dream to dream, kind of occasionally avoiding enemies, but mostly just kind of slowly meandering through a house that changed layouts, and occasionally super violent things would happen in little cutscenes. So we're this pregnant lady. Also, the Kickstarter mentioned that this game would have more of a story than Neverending Nightmares, which is just mostly symbolism. Alright, so this mentions that we can aim this flashlight, which cuts through the darkness. So already a little bit more interaction than the original game had. I think we're supposed to be in the bayou here, if I remember correctly. You know, just a pregnant lady just wants to go for a walk through the swamp in the middle of the night. Who's to say, no? Just gotta watch out for gators. And cultists. Is this not where we came from? Or an identical building to the one we came from? Yep, that's a pretty southern name. Ephraim. Ephraim. Tick, tick. Kids these days, they all believe in the Aswangs. So was that us, or... we can also sprint. Of course, it at least makes sense for this lady to not be able to sprint for more than a couple seconds, because she's in a family way. Whereas the main character of Neverending Nightmares was just, I guess, in bad shape, because he was just a normal middle-aged dude. With a sister/wife, depending on what path you did. Oh. I got my foot stuck. I gotta struggle. Oh, that's a tree. I thought there was a hole in the ground. I was like, how are we supposed to get over this? Okay, we have a split path here. We can go to the barrio, but it's locked, it looks like. Barrio. So we're gonna need to find a key. Neverending Nightmares also had sections like this where you needed a specific item to progress. The finding of which would usually trigger a new nightmare. Gotta watch out for snakes. Alright, we're once again in a similar looking building. Again, this is a concept demo, so, know, it's pretty forgivable for them to be reusing stuff. Some blood. Oh, that's kind of weird. So, we can't, like, look up, but if we're walking up, she points the flashlight straight ahead. Blood for this sacrifice. Well, let's talk about Aswang. Little baboy. Oh, you always my baboy. No key, though. Just some slaughter. Maybe the Aswang got in here. Got to them all. Well, that looks like it could be an Aswang. Though that also sounds like a species of Australian snake. I thought that was a wing, but that's just a palm leaf. Or a fern. So, you know, I dig the art style of this and the first one, though this seems like it has... So, like, the first game had some sort of filter over it, some sort of, like, scratchy pencil filter that just made it kind of hurt your eyes to look at for long periods of time. Like, that's one of the few games I've ever experienced that with, where playing it for long periods actually made my eyes sore. And this game seems to lack that, which is nice. Now, there's a path down here. I bet this game would have had at least one nightmare ending of a fetus just clawing its way out of her stomach, like a fucking chest burster. Or belly burster, if you saw the terrible second AVP movie about infected pregnant women. Alright, another fork in the road. Oh, I guess we're in the Philippines, not the bayou. She's like, better not take that with me, I don't really need it. I mean, to be fair, the Louisiana swamp is not exactly a fucking jungle like this. So I was a bit off on my guess there. Probably still have to watch out for gators if I remember correctly. I guess that means we're not looking for our Mississippi man. Okay. The bed again. Oh god, small text. Typhoon Yolanda. 9 billion pesos of damage. Getting too much of a hint of a story yet. But I have a feeling that this demo will probably go to the end of this current dream. Something terrible will happen, and then she'll wake up, and then it'll end. I think somebody once got annoyed with me because I like to guess how these things go before they've actually gone, because it shows a lack of investment, but I just like to try to figure things out. Maybe it's watching too many horror movies. I'm prone to just guessing what's happening right away. It's weird, too, that when we walk up, she looks up, when we walk down, she doesn't look down. I mean, I guess that wouldn't help us in any way. We couldn't see anything doing that. I mean, essentially, this seems pretty much the same thing. We are still meandering around a dark environment without really too much going on. Oh, there's that key. We didn't even have to, like, saw through our own chest to get to the key we swallowed. Of course, this is dream logic. She probably didn't swallow a key. There just happened to be a key when the key was needed. So now we just go back to the barrio. Watch out for that blood tree. Red tree. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be struggling. I was like, oh, I guess that's the end of that, but no. You have to mash the left click to get him off. So the Aswang is just a large species of Filipino bat, right? That is apparently missing its legs. That just leads to our student ID. I will say the struggle mechanic is new and kind of a nice change, because in the other one, if any of these sort of enemies got to you, just died immediately and had to start over from the last checkpoint bed you reached. Not sure I trust the structural integrity of this bamboo jetty. Okay, you cannot struggle out of that one. And now we've woken up in a tomb of some sort, and we're not pregnant anymore. Is this supposed to be a nightmare, or oh, okay, it just ended. We didn't get to look around there. But yeah, that's the teaser for Devastated Dreams. I'm kind of curious if they'll keep working on this, because obviously a failed Kickstarter doesn't immediately mean, you know, a project is dead. It could just be that they'll keep working on this anyway, but who knows? Maybe we'll see this again later. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire. I should mention that the Kickstarter's already ended and did not succeed at its goal. It only got like 30,000 out of like 100 and something thousand, which seems like a lot compared to the original Kickstarter. But yeah, I thought Neverending Nightmares was neat, though fairly short, even if you did all the paths. And maybe I'll get around to actually doing a full playthrough of that, just to kind of show it off. Though it is a bit slow and meandering. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire, this was Devastated Dreams, and I'll see you all again with some other thing, in some other place, at some other time. Until then, you folks all take care.